trust me, it's gonna be hard balancing YouTube, school, and social life. But no need to worry because I have a solution that can help you. You want to know how to balance YouTube, school, and social life? Well, here are my general tips on how or ways I balance my YouTube, school, and social life all at once. The first tip I have for you guys is planning your weeks or days. Now, you guys might think this is a general, most common tip, but this is actually the best first tip I have to share. When you plan weeks or days, you actually know what to do in that particular time, and like you still have time for school, YouTube, and social life all at once. So now for me, what I normally do is I mostly use my clock app, and I also use this app called Notion. Most of you guys already know what Notion is. If you're a YouTuber, then you probably know what Notion is. But I use this app a lot. I have a section for my workspace and also a section for my personal space. When you plan your days or weeks or planning sections by sections on what you want to do, then you won't have a hard time balancing YouTube, school, and social life all at once. Which leads me to my next tip, which is adding as much alarms as possible. Now, you might think that is basic, but it is correct. For me, I normally use my alarm clock a lot. And when I mean a lot, I use it a lot. Most apps like the reminders app or the calendar app does not really work well for me, so I normally tend to use my alarm clock. So I have a lot of alarms that I've scheduled down for me to do. You could add an alarm for creating content for a YouTube video, filming a YouTube video, making or posting an Instagram post, and also having alarms for several things like waking up, brushing your teeth, and also, well, eating. This is just my general tips for you getting organized and actually having time for YouTube, school, and social life. So like I've said, alarm also has to do with planning, and which leads me on to my next tip, which is scheduling big or important events on your calendar or your reminders app. Like I said, I normally use my clock and my Notion app, but there are some times when I need to use my calendar and reminders app. So most of the times when I use my reminders app, I might use it to just do like quick tasks I want to do, like that particular hour or the next hour or the next minute. But when I use my calendar app, I use it to schedule events that are months or years away to keep me updated on what I want to do. These are just general tips on organizing and planning your life. I'm going to dive into each of them one by one to give you an idea of how we can actually balance school, YouTube, and social life all at once. Social life. Okay, we all want to be Insta famous, we want to be TikTok famous, we want to be a YouTube star, but the problem is it's really hard maintaining those social desires into our everyday lifestyle, and that can be really hard to balance it into YouTube and also school. And that is why I'm going to give you guys my general ways or tips on how I balance my social life into my other lifestyles. The first tip I have for you guys is scheduling a timeline or planning the days or week to be active on one particular social media platform or social media app. The three main social media apps I use are Instagram, YouTube, and sometimes TikTok. And what I normally do to be able to post content and also still have time for YouTube and also still have time for school is I normally use my clock and reminders app. So normally I'll set like 7 p.m. post Instagram picture, 7:20 or 5:20 p.m. edit an Instagram photo, and I set it to every Saturday, every Thursdays, every days, everywhere, to just make sure I am actually engaged and also still have time to do other things. And with that being said, we have the next step, which is setting a calendar or reminder on creating content with a particular social media app. If you're going to use the clock app, you could get lazy in some days and like you just feel like you're going to snooze it or you're going to reschedule that date. But like if you do not want to procrastinate and actually snooze the alarm clock when you hear it or just reschedule that date, you probably should set another alarm or another reminders on your calendar app or your reminders app. That is why I normally set up that same task on 3 different apps, which is my clock app, my reminders app, and also my calendars app. Make sure I actually do it and actually prevents me from procrastination. Let's talk about school life. School is very necessary and very important, and I think most content creators and most YouTubers mostly like overlook the fact that school is important, because they have to create a particular video, they have to create a particular content, they have to do so many things: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and also like leave out their online school or just their real face-to-face, in-person, everyday school. The first thing I'm going to talk about is making your education the top first priority. Now, you have already planned your weeks and days, but the first thing that should be on that list should be your school section. In my Notion app, I have a school section in my workspace area. That is actually the first thing you should attend to. Now, let's say you have a study timetable or an exam coming up very soon, and you also have to film a YouTube video. Now what I normally do is I attend to my schoolwork first. I actually do the basic assignments, necessary studies, and also reading for exams. Then I go pick up my camera to record for YouTube. That's what I mean by making school your first top priority and still having time for Instagram and YouTube. Which leads me on to the next step, which is creating a weekly or daily study time. So you're going to dedicate a week or dedicate days on when you just want to relax, when to just quit social media and also YouTube, just to spend a week or two focusing on your schoolwork. Normally I would just like cut out days, or from Monday to Thursday I'm going to just spend it on reading, focusing on my exams, and actually studying and all that. So separating a particular day or dedicating particular weeks on just focusing on education will help you a lot, and then maybe just after the next week you focus on social media and YouTube again. Now we're going to talk about how we can balance our YouTube life. And this YouTube section is actually very easy. Now the tips I have for balancing YouTube is just 2 tips, which is knowing the times when to create content and actually knowing the times when to post that content. And that is all. That's all I have for it. Just knowing when to plan or create content ideas, knowing when to film a YouTube video, and knowing when to post. So yeah, that is all I have for YouTube, school, and social life. This is like a most requested video by you guys, and you guys have been asking me, do I even go to school? Do I actually have time to do this? How am I able to do this? And these are just my general tips on ways on how I plan and organize my life, as well as balancing YouTube, school, and social life all at once. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to check my description box always, and yeah, follow me on my social media platforms, link in the description below. And yeah, without further ado, I will see you guys in my next video.